So my mother, as a person, was incredibly strong, incredibly determined, and really unwavering in her commitment to what she thought was right, to her principles. So no matter how many people, and really it was most of the country, no matter how many people told her no, she was wrong, and she should just keep quiet, and she should just stop causing a scene, no matter how much of the misogyny she suffered, no matter the online abuse, the physical harassment, the investigations into her private account, she just kept writing. And I think to be that person, you have to have really strong confidence in yourself, in your ability, in your understanding of what you're covering. Um, and I think she was just really a force and really unlike anyone I'll probably meet again. My mother's murder has definitely left this gaping hole in Malta, not just in terms of journalism and the media. We no longer have someone who we can rely on to speak up about what's wrong and what's right. And I think people are now understandably more scared than they ever have been. Now that she's been killed, in a way that sends this really shocking, dramatic signal to everyone else who may be thinking about reporting on these issues. It's become a bigger problem than it ever was. I think it's a very personal thing what motivates a journalist to carry on writing in the face of all those threats, in the face of all that violence. And she said, fine if no one's going to act on it, fine if the police aren't going to investigate, fine if the judiciary isn't going to take action, but someone has to keep a record of these events. I think if an investigation is run properly, if it is allowed to be run completely without constraints and completely without political interference, then the implications for Malta are quite big. It would be an investigation that really shakes the country up, shakes up its establishment, shakes up the way institutions work. And it's going up against a lot. It's going up against a lot of people who would rather the investigation doesn't go as far as it should. But there's almost a more important question as far as we're concerned, and it's whether my mother's life could have been saved, whether there was anything that the state could have done to protect her life. So that's actually an investigation that should be held as a matter of course. When something like this happens, the Maltese government has an obligation under the European Convention on Human Rights to call that kind of public inquiry. So far, it's refusing to do so. We've definitely seen ever since the 16th of October a number of government officials, including the Prime Minister, including the President of Malta, really trying to distance themselves from what happened, really trying to play down the part of my mother's work, which is to say the bulk of my mother's work, that investigated their behavior, their associates' behavior. And I think they want to create an impression that they are completely unconnected to what happened in any way, that they have no interest in my mother's life being ended, that they were never really the target of her work, that her work was focused on criminal gangs rather than politics. So we've definitely seen a lot of that over the past year. I think there are definitely problems with the way Malta's institutions are set up, in that the Malta police force is really just a branch of the executive. So the Prime Minister, for example, appoints and can fire the police commissioner, and in fact has done so 4 times over the past 5 years. It's something we worry about a lot. So I can give you this example where the most senior police officer on my mother's murder investigation, who's also the deputy police commissioner, is someone who's married to a government minister. He's also someone who my mother investigated because he was at the time police force representative on our anti-money laundering authorities board. So obviously this wasn't good for anyone. He had a massive conflict of interest. So we asked through various letters for clarification on this man's role in the investigation. Once we learned it, not through the police force, we asked for him to recuse himself. But the police force kept resisting. And we, in the end, filed a constitutional case to have him removed from the investigation. The Attorney General, so the government's lawyer, fought back saying, no, there's no conflict of interest, there's no problem here. This summer, in June, the Constitutional Court decided that actually, yes, he has to be pulled off the investigation. Not only that, but his role and his work in the investigation has to be examined. I find it astonishing that the government, through the Attorney General's office, is now appealing that Constitutional Court decision. So definitely the picture we're left with is that there is political interference, that there isn't any strong political will to really pursue all avenues of the investigation. Another important example of that, in fact, is in December, an opposition MP called Chris Said tabled a private member's bill in Parliament which called for a board of inquiry, not exactly the public inquiry we're calling for, but a board of inquiry that would follow up on my mother's investigations, the ones she was never got to complete. So every single government MP in Parliament didn't just vote down this motion, but proposed amendments that replaced this call for an inquiry with words of praise for the Prime Minister and the police force, and then passed that amendment. I think freedom of expression in Malta is in a really, really dangerous place, and I can only see it getting worse. Over the past year, we've seen nothing but assaults on journalists, harassment of activists. We've seen people's right to protest under attack. I think we should be really worried about freedom of expression. It's not just issues around freedom of expression, and that it isn't just because my mother was killed, but I want people to appreciate that we have about 30 years of abuse reaching up to my mother's murder, and that it's really the culmination of all that abuse. And I think it's important to know that the government is making no serious attempt to understand what went wrong and to ensure that nothing else happens like this again in Malta.